This is actually the first time that I don't have a jersey for the team that I'm previewing. Actually, for either team that I'm talking about. So, yeah. You get Obey, because everyone obeys Nordic 97. No, they don't. They don't even watch my videos. Anyways, and then, yeah, I have 2 Montreal Canadiens hats, so that works. But anyways, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. Some people view this as the best rivalry. Some people view this as a top 3 rivalry. Some people view this as just a regular matchup. However you view it as, whether you're a longtime fan watching these teams face off in what was the last time they faced in the 1979 Stanley Cup. Yeah. These teams haven't faced off against each other in a while. And if you're Toronto, this has to be the year. This just has to be. And for Montreal, you're looking to make Toronto fans even more angry. So, first off, if you're new to the channel, please go make sure to go down below and subscribe. This is the 8th out of 8 previews. So we've done all the season previews for round number 1. I can get into 2021 reviews starting either tomorrow or Wednesday. Depends on, the time scale and everything. So, yeah, if you could go down below and subscribe. We're only 2 subscribers away from 800. It would be absolutely amazing if you guys can help me get there. And, yeah, let's get into the preview. So, between these 2 teams, overall, in the entire history of the NHL, they have faced off a total of 15 times in the playoffs. This will be the 16th. Toronto has won 7. Montreal has won 8. So, Montreal's looking to extend their success against Toronto, and Toronto's looking to make it look bare even. Even though, with Montreal's insane history, not really. So, let's get into the stats of the Montreal Canadiens off of that. Tyler Toffoli leads in 44 points and also 28 goals. When he was signed, everyone looked at it as a great contract because we know that Montreal absolutely needed the offense. I remember back then they missed out on Hall. They missed out on a couple of the guys that they probably would have needed at the time. And they got Toffoli, and it's looking pretty good for himself since he got more points than Taylor Hall and a couple of the guys that they missed out on. So he's been great. That contract looks like a steal, and we'll see how he does over the course of a full season next season. Jeff Petrie leads in assists with 30. I talked about him in the Norris video. He has been a very good, underrated defenseman, for the Montreal Canadiens, and he's really going to be the backbone in this playoffs to see if, maybe he makes the right defensive plays that could win them the series, and maybe he passes the right pucks, passes the right plays, makes the right plays. We'll see everything on game 1. And then you have Carey Price with 2.64 goals against average. He's been very solid for the Montreal Canadiens. It's been touch and go because he hasn't been the Price that we all know and love, but playoff Carey Price is really where it's at. So I think that Carey Price will return to his regular godly status in the playoffs, and we'll see where it goes from there. On the Maple Leaf side, you have Mitch Marner leading the team with 67 points and also with 41 assists. No one talks about Mitch Marner and how good of a season he's having because 41 assists, Matthews has 41 goals. So we'll just talk about Matthews too while we're here. Matthews, a great season. It's just been insane. Everyone was saying at the beginning, 50 and 50. Can Matthews get 50 goals in 50 games? He didn't. I mean, he got somewhat close, but not really. But yeah, Matthews has had a great season, and he's really going to be that depender, or the guy that the Leafs depend on for the goal scoring in the playoffs. And then you have Marner with as much assists as Matthews has goals. That says something. That says something that Marner, all 41 of his assists probably involve at least a couple of Matthews goals, at least half of Matthews' goals in there. So yeah, I think Marner has had himself a great season. No one really talks about how good he's been doing. But, it's reasonable because Matthews is Matthews. I forgot the Maple Leaf stats. So you have Jack Campbell with a 2.15 goals against average. Campbell has had himself an amazing season. There's really nothing else to it. He's been very solid for the Maple Leafs in a time where when Anderson got injured, everyone was like, oh, crap. Well, they're in trouble. But no, I've been saying for a while, and so have other people, that Jack Campbell can be a starting goaltender in the playoffs. And you know what? I think he very well will be. And he's going to start game 1, as we all have heard. And I think he's going to do well. And I think if, since Anderson's not in there, maybe, just maybe, that could be when, just maybe. So, it's possible. But all joking aside, Campbell's had a great season, and this has to be the year for Toronto. There's really nothing else to it. I don't really need to say anything about it, but I'm going to. This has to be the year. You haven't made it past the first round since what, 2004, somewhere around there, and you haven't won a cup since 1967. Do I think they win the cup this year? It's a long stretch. They very well could. If they get past the first round, I've been saying it since, I think, 2019. When they get past the first round, they will go on a run that will be unbelievable. I stand by that. They will go on an unbelievable run. I think that's what's going to happen next for Toronto, because I think the first round's just holding them back. That's kind of their slump right now. If they can finally get past it, whether it's this year or next year, they'll go on a massive run. That's what I think is going to happen. The all-time game record between these two teams this season, they played 10 times. Not a lot of teams can say that. Toronto's won the majority 7-3. They've won 7 out of 10. So if you're looking at this and you're a Toronto fan, you're probably pretty confident in this. Although after thousands and thousands and thousands of times of being confident, you got let down. And if Toronto loses in the first round, I don't know what happens. I think Kyle Dubas might even be in the hot seat if they lose in the first round. Although he's done the best he can to create a team that's good enough, and they just can't get through. So maybe they'll fire Sheldon Keefe. Who knows? Honestly, who knows what will happen for Toronto if they don't make it past the first round? And we know what Montreal can do in the playoffs. We saw it last year with how good their team was. The only problem is that Carey Price and Gallagher are with the Laval Rocket for conditioning. So I think they're both going to miss game 1. But when Gallagher gets back, that could be when it gets bad for Toronto, because Montreal is a completely different team when Gallagher isn't in the lineup. I think a lot of people will agree with me with that. They just don't seem right, and Gallagher makes them really physical. And I know from my favorite team, the Flyers, facing them in the playoffs, they can get pretty brutal. They almost beat us last year, although we beat them in 6 games, and it didn't look really close. They almost beat us. So I think if you're Toronto, you want to be like, nope, we're not messing around. We're going to come straight in here and we're going to take care of business. I think that's the enthusiasm you want to go in there if you're a Toronto fan. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you think the Leafs are going to win. Let me know if the Habs are going to win. Let me know below. Thank you all for watching and for all your support. This one's going to be actually edited because I can do that now. So yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.